Yeah, we'll do something there.
We'll probably not be there again.
No, I don't think so.
Now, Judge Pat DiMango, you know who she is?
Yeah, I do.
You don't watch the television, do you?
I watch TV. Yes, of course.
You don't watch her show.
I have occasionally watched it. I don't watch it every day because I have something to do during the day. I'm not a housewife or something.
Well, I'm Italian. I've been before 3 judges. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
You're wonderful. I watch you on TV. I don't mind admitting that.
Well, I think it's good you admit it.
Yeah.
I need you to admit it.
And I like you when you're in street clothes right now. It threw me off a little. I usually see you with that cap and gown, or the gown, And the show is on television syndicated, so in different cities it's on at different times.
That's correct.
And in New York, when does it run here in New York City?
We air from 9 to 9:30 and then 9:30 to 10. So basically we take up the hour from 9 to 10 on CBS 2.
Oh, the same as in...
Every day, Monday through Friday.
In Florida, in Miami, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and there are different parts of Miami where I think it's on later in the afternoon, maybe 3 or 4, and California and in L.A. it's on at 2 p.m., so we're all over.
Well, Judge Judy, who was picked up the gauntlet after that... great judge show that was on for so many years, the People's Court.
Yep.
And I remember that classic lawnmower case. That went on for about 3 weeks. They used to drag things out in those days. Now you just slam everybody right now. I mean, you close it.
Well, now we want to do it, get it over with, give them the verdict, and move along.
I know.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
I think that's what people want. I think people want to see immediate resolutions to things rather than like that. Make a federal case out of everything and let it drag. There's some comfort in that, knowing that you can have a dispute and have it resolved right away.
And I know why. Because we don't have an attention span anymore.
No, that's
I'm with
not
you
true.
on that.
I don't agree with that. People say that all the time. I think we lack interest in something. When you're interested in something, you watch it all 3 hours. If you don't like something, it's not gonna fly. I think it's an interest span, not attention.
Okay.
Now this show, for instance, you got to get through a lot of crap to get to the good stuff.
Absolutely. We're getting to it finally. I'm glad.
Why, thank you.
You never judged my cheesecake.
Oh, I know, but I was watching everyone else judge it, and I said, I think you really need to hear from the expert on this.
Will you taste it?
Of course I will.
Okay, good. Now let me
I have no allergies to anything that I heard you put in there.
You're Italian. You could live off a vacant lot. We have the cheese and the stuff from Oliva.
Yeah.
I should mention that, and that's Tony and Karen King's thing. Mm-hmm. Tony Danza.
Because we have to feed all of our guests. There are thousands tonight.
And they're very generous. And Karen's a great singer, too, incidentally. I always like plugging her because she's a good friend and takes me out to her parties. And someone called me this week and said, "Are you two an item?" And I thought, well, that's kind of disrespectful. I was friends with Cha-Cha, her husband, passed away last year.
Yeah.
And, of course, we're an item. But,
Okay, now. Page 6, where are you?
No, just joking. All right, now let me cut this cheese
the
here.
cheese.
Yeah. All right. This is a mango cake. I took the mango off the neighbor's tree.
He did?
I thought you did it in honor of me for good DiMango.
No.
No, not the mango. This is the mango. And you were found guilty by Rudy Giuliani.
Yes, I was.
He thought you were a terrific judge or terrific lawmaker, a lawyer, right?
I was a law clerk. I was an attorney at the time, a prosecutor, and then he appointed me to the criminal court bench. First Italian-American woman to sit in the city of New York.
Good for you.
Congratulations. That's wonderful. I love hearing that because that's the good side. We're always hearing all the bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about that last week.
We were.
About how we are. You got to taste that now, Pat.
I can do it now? Okay, good.
Yeah,
I didn't want to.
I don't want to push you along because you're usually in charge. I watch her in the morning. She takes charge. You don't fool around with her.
Well, good.
I have a verdict.
Which is?
Excellent.
There you go.
Oh,
excellent.
Thank you. That's
Actually,
great.
excellent. Very creamy, very good.
Wow.
Very tasty.
Nice.
I'm taking it with me when I leave.
Well, I made it for Joan Rivers frozen, and Joan ate it frozen.
I've had cheesecakes before. No, I wouldn't have done that.
That's where you draw the line. Do I have it on my teeth here?
Oh, you can chip it too.
Oh, yeah, she did. She said she was chip a tooth. I forgot that. Now, you are a lovely person and also you are a real judge.
Yes, I am. 19 years.
Yeah. So this is not, you're not doing a reality show just to be edited to be funny. So do you actually work on the cases and make them? I guess everybody asks you this, but do you make it a real trial or a real hearing? I should say hearing.
You mean on the show?
Yeah.
Well, we get a complaint and we get an answer because we have to know what's going on. You know, I'm suing my ex-boyfriend because, you know, I lent him money. He said, I love you so much, I'll pay you back double. And then, of course, he doesn't pay back. So that's what we get. And then we go out there and we flush out the facts to see whether or not, you know, it's a credibility issue, whether or not it's a credibility and a legal issue, and then we resolve it. And the difference with our show is with 3 people, with 3 judges, and we deliberate. And I think that's the thing that the public's embraced, the fact that we deliberate and we argue with one another, and they get, a window into the mind of what the bench is thinking, basically.
Right. Well, I saw last week, the other day rather, y'all were telling someone that they were full of crap and they should go home.
Probably.
I mean, you're telling them right out. You tell them right out. I mean, you're not mincing words.
But it takes a lot sometimes to. I mean, it took me a long time to learn and be comfortable with the fact that I can listen to you, size you up, and in public television say you're a liar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're a liar.
You do that.
You know.
I like that. I mean, I like it. I watch it. But you know what I really like about you is that you are also not mean. You're never mean.
Thank you.
You're firm, but not mean.
You know, my mother says that. She goes, "That's what I like about you, Patricia." And this is my mother talking to me. She goes, "You can be very tough and very stern, but you're really not mean to people."
Yeah.
Thank God.
And it's true.
I don't want to be.
Now, I want to ask an off-the-cuff question. You know, there's always got to be one of these wild cards. Giuliani turned down a position on the cabinet, although he pushed for Trump for office. I know this is not a political show, so you don't have to be careful with me. But he was a really good mayor here. I liked him.
He was a great mayor. Yeah. I loved him. Mm-hmm. And I think one of his best decisions was making me a judge.
Well, yeah. And also taking the guys off the windshield.
The squeegee people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's so nice. Although I can't see out of my windows anymore, but still, I like the idea that nobody's coming up to me.
Those were druggies, those guys.
Well, some of them were just homeless. Some of them were just, I mean, they were just looking for another form of employment.
Well,
I mean, I do the judge stuff. They do that.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll go for that. And then also there are others who work as security at the airport.
That's true, too.
You know, they like feeling me up. I don't know why it is. You know, I'm a guy. But, you know, there's something that goes on in your mind that I want to get out of you before you leave here today, okay? And you're on the air here and you're ad-libbing.
Yes.
And you're on with the guy that, like, I'm just a regular talk show guy. I don't even have credentials. But as a person hanging around the radio, I'd like to know what you think when you're sitting there doing the show. Are you thinking of how you're going to get to the next thing, or what? What goes on?
For me, everything that's happened has been very surreal. I mean, I every once in a while, I look at the television and I say, that's you up there. I mean, you're on television now. But even when I was a judge, I'd take the bench and they'd say, all rise, and I'd look out into the din, into the courtroom, and I'd have to tell myself, you're a Supreme Court judge. And for some reason, I've just never been able to internalize either the power or the position or whatever it is. So while I'm sitting here, I'm staring at you.
Yeah.
Sizing him up.
I can't believe I'm sitting here with you. I can't believe you're engaging me, that you're watching my show.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I mean, when you think about being at the top of a career, which is what I was when I left the bench, and then taking this as another step, how lucky can somebody be?
Wow.
You know, how great could it be? I mean, I have friends here. My Steve Spinelli, my lawyer friend, he gives me the name Judge Pat that everybody uses. You know, it was a term of endearment because people were my friends, and I was this judge that I really couldn't come to terms with either. So it's been wonderful. It's been an adventure. A wise woman said to me just recently, it's an adventure with a lot of perks, and I love it.
Well, you know, I had a radio show in Los Angeles, and I worked with Ken Draper, if you recall him, a famous program director. And I came here to New York, and he went to jail for a while because he was taking money on the side from people who were working for him.
Well.
And what I did was I was on the air on WOR all night long, you know. So he made fun of it. He said, well, you're on when nobody's up and nobody hears you on the air.
That's not true. New York never sleeps.
No, and I said, yeah. Well, we do take a nap. And he said, you know, you're on. Your career is over. You're not on the top of it.
That's jealousy when people tell you stuff like that. Who comes over and says that? Everybody listens to you.
Well, he said you're on at an odd hour. I said, well, you should talk. You're doing 2 to 5. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I love you.
Thank you.
And I'm so pleased to have you here. And we should plug the other two judges.
Okay.
Who are they?
We have Tanya Acker, who is an attorney from California, and we have Judge Michael Corriero, who is actually a retired New York State Supreme Court judge as well. So now he's joined us. The three of us, we love working together. We're having a great run of it, and it's just terrific. Everybody's bright, everybody's engaged, everybody wants to do the right thing, and everyone wants to do justice. And so that really, really does make all of our jobs easier. And it's nice to not have to be the only one making the decision.
And it's the return of the Supremes.
That's right. That's right.
So thank you for being here.
I am so thrilled that you asked me to be here. It's such an honor for me to be here. So I thank you for inviting me, and I hope I can come back.
Judy, Judge Pat.
Judge